Tommy Fury is not a bad boxer. The kid can box. He's got fast hands, and this is the other equation that I was looking at is it was finally somebody who was of the age close. He's a little bit older than Jake, but in the basic size and age category of Jake Paul. And the one thing, Jake wasn't able to establish some things based upon the speed advantage wasn't there. He was just as fast as Jake was. They both landed good jabs, but the jab of Tommy Fury, the fast hands, it caused Jake Paul problems. And, in watching it, I thought there were certain things that I really enjoy. I'm going to tell you this is the way I'm looking at it. Jake Paul can box. He really can. And the reason I'm saying is you take a look at his stance and you look at the way he's blading himself. And because he's giving just certain portions for you to be able to attack just based upon how he's standing and how he's moving. And I go, that's what a real boxer, that's what a good boxer does. That's what a real, guy who is trying to be technically proficient at this sport. There is a science to it. And that science helps put you in a position so it's tough, not just to hit you, it's the angles that you give and things. I really actually I'm impressed by the way he moves, the way he stands, the way he uses some head movement. But Tommy Fury, a little bit more square in what he does and backs up way too much as far as when he's going, goes straight back. So needs to, stay angle and step off, but really good head movement a lot of the time. Fast hands, keeps his hands a little low and stuff. But it was a close fight. The one thing that I'm going to say out of the whole thing, Josh, is the referee. Dude, you fucked that up. Okay?
It was horrible.
This is not about you, dude. I don't know what the hell. You need to freaking understand. If you haven't done a lot of championship fights sometimes start off ugly. And there's a lot.
It seemed like he had never done any fights, John.
Oh, my God. It was embarrassing. It was, you are acting like, this is the way I looked at it. You're acting like an amateur referee trying to do a professional fight. And you see, before they get used to it, there's a difference in it, and man, he fucked that up. First off, the point deductions themselves. Stop. No. You don't want to affect the fight if you don't have to. And Jake Paul didn't do anything bad. Tommy Fury hit him in the back of the head frickin' a round before where it was actually he was completely turned around. It's like, and then you take the point. It's like, sorry, brother. If there was a bad point in this entire matchup, it was you. Yeah. You really just overstepped what you needed to do to be effective in that fight. And you inserted yourself when you did not have to. So that was a problem. But I thought the two combatants, both Tommy Fury fought very well. Fought composed, showed that he can take a shot because he got hit a couple of times clean, and he got put on his butt when he was off balance in the last round with just basically a straight jab, but he was off. Similar to what happened with Anderson Silva. With Paul's got fast hands, and if you're off balance, you're not stepping right, you get hit, you can end up popping your butt to the ground, but. I really didn't, I looked at it. It was so hard with the way I was watching it in the airport. Mm-hmm. I missed probably a third of the action of the fight based upon my Wi-Fi stopping and stuff. So, I saw the whole fight, but I did miss, some as far as who won it and stuff. It was close, and that's
really?
all. Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, I didn't have it close. I mean, I had it 6-2 or 5-3
for Fury.
Yeah, for Fury, obviously.
Yeah.
Which one of the judges gave it to?
I had Fury, winning it. I thought he won, but it was close, and I was okay that it was a split. Didn't matter to me and stuff.
You thought because you thought they should have been a split? I thought that was
no. I thought Fury won. I gave it to Fury.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you another question. Outside, nothing to do with Jake Paul. What's your take on Tommy Fury now?
Same take I had before. Tommy Fury is a guy that comes from a fighting family. Basically, you look at his dad. That's just what he is. He's that hard dude. John Fury is funny as shit. but he is, who he is, and he taught his sons to fight. His Tommy's never going to beat Tyson.
No.
But Tommy, is like you. Tommy's got model looks. He's he's put together like a fucking brick shit house.
Not anymore.
So he can make, he made a lot of money off of this. He can make good money based upon the way he looks. He's never going to be his brother Tyson as far as boxing. He doesn't have the same skill set. It's not that, and again, I thought he fought very well, but he's fighting the level of competition that he should be fighting.
Exactly. I agree. I look at, let me break down the fight first, and then I'll go into the separate stuff with them. But in terms of the fight, I thought it was a great match fight. I thought Tommy showed that he was just as fast, if not faster, especially in those first 2 rounds.
Oh yeah.
He had a fast jab. He was snapping with the right hand. He was kind of rolling his shoulders a little bit.
Getting Jake to bite on those feints.
Yep, exactly. So like rolling the shoulders is more of like a feint. So he would turn and then he'd come back and not throw anything off of it. And then he'd turn and then he'd throw something off of it. He did a great job. Where he impressed me. You said he moves back, which I agree. He does. He does when his back or his leg hits the rope, he'll turn and create a little bit of an angle.
Mm-hmm.
And he landed some good, hard, clean shots in that in those exchanges. He was waiting and baiting to see if Jake would come lunging in, which is what Jake kind of does. And I think tonight was a good for all the fighters that may potentially start looking to fight Jake Paul or Jake Paul thinking about fighting someone else. This was a good sample size for them to get an idea of how to beat him, because I think there was a lot that was laid out. Jake Paul dips his head straight down. Sure, he's bladed, but when someone starts punching him, he kind of, I don't want to say cowers, but he kind of bends down at the waist and covers his head.
Down, brings his hands in, and brings his head.
And that uppercut was there all day. And Tommy hit him with 2 good, nasty uppercuts. I'm surprised he didn't go to it more, because it was there all day and all night long. Yeah. All day and night, whatever it was. It was day for us, night for them probably. But I thought was very impressed with Tommy. I thought I had him winning the first 2 rounds, had him losing the 3rd. Then the 5th, he got it back. And then the 6th, I felt like he won that round too. Then the 7th, and 7th and 8th went on. You know what I mean? Like he got dropped, sat to his butt. More of an off balance though.
Yeah.
Caught him in the exchange in terms of he was stepping in and it kind of just caught him on his heels and sat him to his butt. He wasn't hurt.
No.
But what I loved is that Jake Paul showed he's a dog. He'll take a shot to give a shot.
Yep.
Tommy's got to be careful. Keeps his hands down low, like you had talked about. But I did like they tried one way in the first 2 rounds, which they were having success. I'm surprised they got away from it. The first 2 rounds was be defensive, circle, stay away, counter, and they did a great job. They won the first 2 rounds. Then in the 3rd round, they tried to change the game plan and started trying to get after him. Just take the center of the ring, and dictate the pace of the fight. And that I felt like Jake won that round because of that. He was able to, when Tommy had to be the aggressor, he was showing too much. He was loading up too much. And when he did that, it didn't come out fluidly, and Jake was able to slip, make him miss, and then counter or throw and beat him to the punch as he was stepping in.
I agree.
And he didn't fight as well. Then he went back, I think, in the 4th round to the little bit more of the defensive, and he had a good round. I had it being like 3 or 4-1 going into the 6th, and then the 6th was a good round, 7th, 7th and then the 8th and whatever, so forth. But it was, I thought Tommy had probably one of his best performances. Now, I don't know if that's because a lot more motivation from, Tyson and his dad, John or whatever, putting the pressure on him, like don't bother coming home. And I think that he didn't take the fight the first time and then now came back. I think he had that time to really focus on, hey, what do I got to do? I think the first camp was probably, I feel like I'm good. I'm getting there, but I'm not where I need to be for me to make sure that I have a dominant performance. And so they pulled, and then he just kept working. I felt like he ran a long time to make sure that he got to all the little bit of work that he needed.